To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers. I'm making out.
What's up, y'all? This is Jay Varsity, and welcome to another episode of NBA Talk. This is episode 122. And happy opening night to y'all. Happy opening day to all NBA fans around the world. A new day, a new season is upon us. We are starting a whole new year, brand new expectations. I just can't wait. Even though we just finished the season like a couple months ago, it's the excitement is still there. All the new additions to all the new teams. We just want to see what's gonna happen. We just want to see results at this point. No more of the what ifs. We just want to see what happens. God willing, every all these players stay healthy. Never wishing injury on nobody, but I'm just hyped. I'm just hyped, to tell you the truth. And I know damn well especially tonight with the games that are gonna be on, people are gonna be watching these this season, especially with the headliner is gonna be the headline is obviously gonna be the Clippers and the Lakers. The Lakers obviously ring night, celebrating their championship. The Clippers having to watch the Lakers get their championship rings. So I think that just adds a little more spice to the Battle of LA. Even though the Clippers have enough drama going on as is, with the whole Jerry West thing, the whole giving Paul George an extension, which I will give my opinion on that in a little bit, and the recruitment of Kawhi is being a little sus. Anyway, as is. And then Kawhi obviously recently giving his opinion on his upcoming free agency, saying that he's obviously going to decline his player option. He said it loud and clear. He said, if healthy, my best option is to decline the player option and go into free agency. That doesn't mean I'm staying or I'm leaving. So to me, that's a very uncomfortable answer. That's a very uncomfortable answer on both ends, whether you want Kawhi to leave or you want him to stay, because that's the typical answer he always gives, because he's not a guy that will tell you straight up how he's gonna feel right off the jump. He's been screwed enough already, so he's gonna say, I might as well play with these people's heads as I'm going along. Even though, to me, the Clippers have high expectations this year, I think the pressure is on for this duo with Kawhi and PG. Especially with PG getting this ridiculous extension. And I say ridiculous meaning that the Clippers are all in on Paul George at least. And now you're not so sure about the guy that you recruited in the first place. So you gotta do everything you can. You gotta obviously make the Western Conference Finals. You gotta make the Western Conference Finals, but we're not even talking playoffs right now. You just have to have a good season as is. I have a feeling that the Clippers will finish. At least I think the Clippers will be one of the top 3 teams in the West. They'll be one of the top 3 teams in the West. To me, it's gonna be either the Lakers, Denver, and the Clippers, and on top in that area. And if my sneaky dark horse will have to be either gonna be Dallas or Portland, to tell you the truth. But all in all, the Clippers have high expectations. The Lakers, their expectations are to repeat. The Lakers roster obviously got better, as you can tell. It's then the matchup between the Nets and the Warriors, which was supposed to be one of the most hyped up opening nights in the recent memory of the NBA. Well, obviously, we know Klay Thompson's going to be out for the year, and now we're hearing Draymond got an ankle sprain, so it's basically going to be Steph against KD and Kyrie. And I obviously expect KD and Kyrie to put on a show. I expect them to put on a show. especially Kevin Durant. I expect him to put on a show. He has high expectations, even though he's coming off an Achilles injury. This team, the way this team is getting hyped up, it's getting that same first year Clipper hype that from last year, and I think people need to calm down a little bit with this Nets team. They need to calm down just a little bit because everybody talking about that it's a lock that it's gonna be Lakers Nets in the finals. We said the same thing about the Battle of LA that was gonna be the Clippers Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and we had to get prepared because it wasn't gonna happen, and a lot of people were shocked, and so I'm preparing myself to. I'm not giving such high expectations unless you tell me the Nets make a ridiculous move in the middle of the season, and I'm just unless James Harden ends up in Brooklyn by the trade deadline, then I'm not saying that this Nets team is not guaranteed to make the NBA Finals. We'd have to see it to believe it. Because you still got to get through teams like Milwaukee. You got to get through teams like Philly, Miami. You got to get through Boston. It's going to be somewhat of a dogfight in the East. It's going to be somewhat of a dogfight. For the first time ever, we're going to have a dogfight in both conferences. But yeah, I expect KD to put on a show because let's be honest, who is Golden State going to throw at him? And whatever they throw at him at this point is not going to work. Kyrie's gonna dance. Kyrie's gonna dance and finesse because let's be honest, who on that team is gonna guard Kyrie? So unless something shocking truly happens tonight, because the NBA is so unexpected, if the Nets somehow lose tonight, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. Somebody's gonna have to explain to me how they lost. But I think the Nets are obviously going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if KD put up 30. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyrie put up 30 himself. So, like I said, I expect a whole show from the Brooklyn Nets. The Clippers and the Lakers, I expect to be a somewhat close game. I expect it to be somewhat of a close game. I expect LeBron and AD, they're gonna be perfectly fine. I think the rest of the team is gonna have to build up their reps, and I genuinely think it'll be close, but I think the Lakers will pull this out. I think the Lakers will somewhat win between 8 to 10 points. I believe this will be a 8 to 10 point game at best, because I'm not gonna doubt the Clippers. The Clippers are gonna fight, and we know that whole history with the Clippers and the Lakers, especially from last year. But I believe that game will be a lot closer than the Warriors and the Nets. The Giannis extension, to be honest with you, as a Miami Heat fan, I just want to express my frustration with why is it that only the Miami Heat are the only franchise that's getting attacked for Giannis signing the extension. Like they're saying, oh, Miami Heat can't build a super team now. Like the Dallas Mavericks weren't in the mix either. Like Toronto wasn't trying to recruit him for like 2 years. So I just say, as a Heat fan, why is it only the Miami Heat are getting attacked? Because the Miami Heat, we literally had LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. LeBron leaves after we lost the 2014 Finals, goes to the Cavs, builds another team, and wins a championship there. And what have we done since? We've literally made the closest we got before we made it to the finals last year was the second round. We made it to the second round in 2016, and we lost in 7 to Toronto. So I don't understand why Miami is getting roasted so much when Miami's literally building teams. Miami has literally built that team from the ground up. And now you got people saying, "Oh, they're overrating Tyler Hero and all that." Are you mad that are you mad because they're talking about Tyler Hero, or are you mad because your team doesn't have Tyler Hero? And again, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say right now, all in this video, if the Miami Heat trade for James Harden, if they, I know the trade talks are over, but if they were to even try to attempt to trade for James Harden and they offered Tyler Hero, we're screwed. We would be absolutely screwed. I like the squad that we got. I don't like James Harden's play style. I don't like his ISO heavy play style. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about his scoring. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about his scoring. I really don't give a crap. His scoring is toxic. It's stat padding, and second of all is not, and most of all is not winning basketball. Sorry, I don't give a damn what anybody says. I like team-oriented basketball. I like Miami Heat style, and James Harden will absolutely destroy that. It will absolutely destroy it. And so that's why me me getting petty for a minute. Giannis signing that extension, I got really pissed. Because I personally felt that that in the last playoff run that the Bucks were not trying, and Giannis was literally trying to do everything, and the Bucks didn't show up until Game 4, and that's when Chris Middleton decided to turn into Michael Jordan for one night, and it just really frustrated me to see that Giannis is gonna give this franchise another 5 years. I understand small market teams, blah blah blah, but Giannis did. I'm tired of the whole small market team argument. I don't give a crap. As Giannis put that team on the map, you're not a small market team. Screw that argument. I'm sick and tired of hearing the small market argument. Like what the hell is you? We're talking about the Bucks getting a dub, and Miami had a chance to get Kevin Durant in the 2016 offseason, and Kevin Durant pulled the biggest bitch move in NBA history. And the biggest signing we've had since losing LeBron was getting Jimmy Butler. That was the biggest signing we have, and I'm very grateful for having Jimmy Butler. We made it to the damn finals with him, I'm not being completely ungrateful, but it would have been nice to see at least if Giannis would have tested free agency at least. Like the least he could have at least tested it. If he would have ended up re-signing with Milwaukee, I wouldn't be as upset. But his whole thing, another thing that just got me ticked off was his whole reasoning for signing. He didn't want to see little kids burning his jersey. Not for nothing. That sounds so weak. Like, are you serious? You didn't want to think about leaving because you don't want to see people burning your jersey? So I understand, like LeBron, KD, even Kawhi Leonard had his moment, but like, what would the people in Milwaukee have to say about you? What would they have to say about you? You're the greatest thing that happened to them since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So I truly don't understand why Giannis will have that paranoia. You tried to win in Milwaukee and it just didn't happen. And I'm telling you right now, if the Milwaukee Bucks don't get Giannis a ring, I'm sorry. I'm holding the Bucks accountable if Giannis does not win a ring with that franchise. Because I will literally sit there and look at Giannis and say, we had the pieces right here for you. You, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, with Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Goran Dragic, we could have made some noise. We could have made some noise. And And hearing him say he didn't want people burning his jerseys obviously confirms, hey, Warriors fans, he was not going to go to Golden State. He was not going to go to Golden State, or he would have gotten the same ridicule that KD got. Believe that. Believe it. So, yeah, personally, as a Heat fan, I got pissed when I saw that extension because I thought it was a weak move. I thought that extension was very weak, and I think he's making a big mistake. That's what I believe. He's making a big mistake. And I'm seeing that with a lot of these signings lately. Nobody wants to wait for free agency. You got Jonathan Isaac signing a 4-year extension. You got Markelle Fultz signing a 3-year extension. You got Paul George signing another 5-year extension. You had Giannis sign a 5-year extension. Like, what are y'all afraid of free agents? What are y'all afraid of free agency for? What are y'all scared of? Like, seriously. Players used to play the last year of their contract, and then they decided, okay, if they want to stay, they're going to stay. But damn. Like, now all of a sudden, y'all don't even want to play the last year of your contract, except for Kawhi Leonard for some reason. He's going to decline his player option and play out the last year. But damn. I'm just noticing that. And then Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum, they both got their bag. Like, bruh. I understand Donovan Mitchell. He probably the most loyal one that I mentioned. He was not going to leave the Utah Jazz franchise. He's the best thing that's happened to them since John Stockton and Karl Malone. He was not going to leave that franchise. But Jason Tatum, I don't know. Jason Tatum, I would have tested the waters, to tell you the truth. I would have at least tested the waters, to tell you the truth, because I don't see any future for him in Boston. I don't see the Celtics having a future, and I'm not saying that because I don't like the Celtics. I truly don't like the Celtics, but that Celtics team is getting weaker by the year. Compared to how that roster was in 2019, this roster is weak. This roster is weak. Their bench is garbage. Their best pickup was Tristan Thompson, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just don't see where they think they're going to improve. There was rumor that the Celtics were going to get in on the Harden sweepstakes, but I just don't see Danny Ainge trying to let go of Jaylen Brown. I just don't see it. I don't see him trying to let go of Jaylen Brown, even though Jaylen Brown with John Wall and all these guys, the Rockets would be an extremely good team right now. The Rockets would be an extremely good team, and then you would have Harden with Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker. I don't know. 3 guys that need the ball in their hand to be effective. I don't know. But as the Boston Celtics, as presently constructed, I don't see how they think they're gonna get out the East. I don't see how they're gonna get out the East. And don't talk to me about Toronto. Toronto took a huge step back. They took a huge step back. I don't care what anybody says. They really took a step back. They lost 2 of their key players from their championship roster. It's basically Kyle Lowry, Aaron Baines, and Pascal Siakam, and Fred VanVleet. You got OG Anunoby signing a 4-year deal. It's just going to be very interesting this year, and we just have to see how things play out. Like, the MVPs, the most improved players. I obviously said that Luka Doncic to me is my favorite to win MVP. But yeah, I just want to see how this year plays out. I'm tired of making predictions. I just want to watch the year play out, and I'll try to put out videos. Probably, I'll try to do 3 nights a week. If not, I'm probably going to do twice, which will be Mondays and Fridays, most likely. And if I could sneak in a Wednesday video, I will try. It's just so much happens in the NBA season that I don't know if I'm catching up with it. So if I'm not as consistent, it's a lot to keep up with, and to edit these videos, make these recordings it's very tough to do it when so many things are happening at the exact same time. So try to be patient with me, and yeah, I believe the next video I'll be putting up will be about the Christmas Day games. That will be probably my next video. Because Christmas, the holidays are coming up. For those who don't celebrate Christmas, the holidays are coming up. And I believe that's all I got. That's all I got to talk about. That's it. That's all. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. And please do if you like basketball content, because I'm trying to get this channel out there. And yeah, if you share this on your social media and all that. This is your boy Jay Varsity, and I'm out. Peace.
We got some non-believers out